Hello everyone, and welcome back to my deep dive to Proverbs. For a second here, I want to take a moment to apologize for being absent for the last few days. I just had a lot of personal stuff, I just wasn't feeling motivated, and I just want to say I'm sorry. Which, with that being said, we'll get into chapter 5 here. It begins with, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom, listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. For she cares nothing about the path of life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I'm about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor. You will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish. When disease consumes your body, you will say, 'How I hated discipline! If only I had not ignored all the warnings! Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. Drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets, having sex with just anyone? You should reserve it for yourself, never to share with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman, or fondle the breasts of a promiscuous woman? For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness." So now that we've read the passage, let us digest this. Starting at verse 1, it says that it wants us to pay attention to the wisdom. Again, it's trying to get us in our head to, listen and commit these words to our heart. And what he's trying to get us to learn here is that the lips of an immoral woman, or a sinful woman, or a promiscuous woman, it's all kind of interchangeable, are as sweet as honey. Basically, she's saying what she says will be very nice, very pleasing to the ear. However, it says here, in the end, she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. So, she'll talk a good game, and she's very useful, but in the end, she's actually bad for you. She's not good. And it says, her feet will go to death, straight to the grave. And like in previous chapters here, once again, her feet were not pre-plotted. She did not plan her path. And now they're going to death. They're getting sidetracked away from God. And it says she cares nothing for the path of life. And it's telling us to stay away from her. Don't go near her door. Don't stay away. Because involving yourself with her will only result in loss. It will only result in pain and just suffering. And God doesn't want you to go down that path. He wants the best for you, and he knows there's nothing to gain from that. There's nothing to gain from sinning like her and going down her path and being with her. There's only things to lose. Because it says she does not care about the path of life, which means she doesn't care about God. She doesn't care about doing what's right. She only lives for herself. If she only lives for herself, that means she won't live for you, and then cycle it back. She won't live for God. And it says, involving yourself with her will make you lose all you have achieved. And it says, in the end, involving yourself with these people will make you groan in anguish, like a disease that consumes your body. And then you will say, I should have listened. Why did I ignore them? Why? The signs are right in front of me. Why did I ignore God's wisdom? And so he's trying to tell you this now before it actually happens, and you lose everything, and you despair, essentially, because he doesn't want you to go through that. And so here's a more practical message it gets into, saying that you should have sexual relations with just one person, your wife. In verse 18 here it says, let your wife be the fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. After talking about, questioning why you should have sex with just anyone. You should reserve it for your wife. And it gets on that, you should treat her like a loving doe, it says. That's what she is. And that you should only let her breast satisfy you. Only may her love be captivated by you. Instead of letting some other woman, just some stranger, instead of your wife. And then it says, an evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch him. It says that, evil men, sinful men, are actually held down by their sin. It's not liberating. It's not freedom. You're actually being tied down. You're tying yourself down. You're very limiting. They're very bad for you. It says you will actually die for this lack of self-control. And he will die because of his foolishness, it says. I just want to take this second to thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will be going over Proverbs Chapter 6. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all then.